All right, welcome to Auckland. We are watching two players well, there's actually four players, but we're watching two players that are very, very popular out there. We've got Iala, who's recently in the last 12 months blown up, and then Venus, who's been around for over 20 years and is still going. Not sure if it's her last year. She hasn't announced anything, but she did just get married. And she is playing tournaments, a lot more tournaments than she usually does. So, is this going to be the last time Venus comes down and plays in the Australian summer / New Zealand summer? We'll find out. Also, Jovic, another young player on the WTA side, and Svitolina, who isn't a veteran, but she's sort of in that middle range where she's been around for a while, but she's not like going to retire. She's sort of in the middle. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup in this doubles match. Jovic won earlier today in the singles. Venus, I think, is playing later. Tomorrow, I think Iala's playing. Svitolina plays tomorrow. Svitolina's the number one seed in the singles. So she's, I guess, the one to beat. It was raining earlier today, but it stopped, and the two matches before this went forever. So that's why we're a little bit delayed, a couple hours delayed. Now, Menchik was just serving for the match against Ruud, and he got broken. So he's beating Ruud, though, so that's good. That's interesting. And Coco was down like 6-1, 4-1, but she's come back to get to the tiebreak. Well, he's trying to get to a tiebreak in the second. So Coco's in trouble. Ruud's in trouble. Krejcikova won earlier today. So, yeah. What else? Korda beat Vachereau, which is interesting. And later today as well, Medvedev's playing tonight. Zverev Hurkacz, Fiontek Lis. Raducanu Sakari should be happening at this stage, but that could change. Fritz is playing against Munar soon after the Coco match, so we'll see what's happening. But here we are. Venus, Svitolina versus the Young Guns. Did Alex's serve get better? You mean Iala's serve? It's been all right. It hasn't been terrible. Is this 3 hours late? I know. About that. It was optimistic that we're going to start on time. But we're here now. Oh, cool. So tomorrow, okay, so Venus is playing tomorrow. Svitolina is playing tomorrow. Iala's playing tomorrow. They're all playing on center court back to back to back. Jovic is not playing tomorrow. She gets a day off. So there you go. Thank you, Dutchie. So what does that mean? It's 3 a.m. in the UK. Well, welcome to tennis in January. Why did I remove the iconic skull tree? Because Christmas is over. So I took the tree down because Christmas is done. The Christmas season is over. By the way, I went to the shops this morning. There's already hot cross buns and Easter eggs at the store. We're 10 days removed from Christmas, and Easter is already in the stores. Crazy. I love Easter. I love chocolate. I love hot cross buns. Easter's great. But man, really? The day, New Year, we're counting down Easter already? It's too much. It's too early. Easter's 3 months away. 4 months away. It's like Christmas in August. They're skipping Valentine's Day. They'll probably shove stuff in Valentine's Day as well. But, yeah. Yeah. How are we supposed to make New Year's resolutions not to eat as much chocolate, and then they give us Easter eggs. Madness. So tomorrow, I'm just having a look at the United Cup tomorrow. So we've got Demon or Menchik is kind of interesting, but we might skip the United Cup tomorrow because, I mean, Mboko Mertens is kind of good, but yeah, it's not super interesting. But then tomorrow in Brisbane, we could start getting some big clashes. So like Anisimova and Sabalenka and Raducanu might all be playing. So we might go to Andreeva as well. We might go to Brisbane as well as we go to Auckland as well. What happened during the benchage match yesterday? I don't know. She won, so she did win. Hey, Isabel, thank you for the 39 months. My nationality is the same as Iala's. Nice. All right. Here we go. Let's see what happens with this doubles match. Like I said, Venus... If I had to make a prediction, I'd say Venus retires this year. It just feels... Just a lot of things are happening that kind of feel like Venus is going to stop. Like, over the last, 5 years, she hasn't played much. But she said she wants to play till 50. She's, 45 now? I don't know. I just got a feeling that, she's... the fact she's playing this week, next week, and the Australian Open. She just got married, right? Serena's going into the testing pool for some reason. Nobody knows. She says, I'm not coming back, but she's getting tested anyway. Because that sounds fun. Getting, woken up at 5 a.m. to get drug tested when you're not even going to play. So, that's a whole thing. So, yeah. I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot of things going on that haven't, there's a lot of things happening that Venus hasn't, she hasn't played that many tournaments even recently. But now she's playing almost a full schedule. It's why? Is it a farewell tour? Maybe she just wants to play more. Maybe she got married and she's like, I need to leave the house. You would think that would be the opposite. But who knows? All right. Svitolina, we've got to figure out names too. Yola and Willina. Easy. I feel like Venus wants to play the Olympics. I think that would, yeah. I thought that too. I thought maybe 2 years away, the Olympics, maybe Venus, Serena make an Olympic comeback in a doubles together with, in LA. That'd be great. But I just think it's a little too far away. The Olympics, if the Olympics was this year or next year, okay, but it's 2 years away. That's not, it's a long way away. Yeah, I don't know. Look, she could retire this year and then come back for the Olympics in a couple of years. I don't know if she can even do that. But doesn't she have to... Isn't there a rule to play the Olympics? You have to play Billie Jean King Cup? Isn't there a rule? You have to play team competitions to be eligible. So how would... they wouldn't be able to play... Her and Serena wouldn't be able to play the Olympics. Is that the rules? I thought there was a rule. Or is that only on the men's side? I swear there was a rule that you had to play, you had to represent your country a certain amount of times in order to play. But do the wild cards, you can pick whoever you want. So she could get a wild card. Yeah, medal wild cards. Yeah, the legacy wild cards. Yeah. So I don't know. Do the wild card players, is it just whoever, you can pick whoever you want? Yeah, Rafa didn't play Davis Cup without... Rafa play without Davis Cup? I can't remember. But I don't know what the exact rule is. We'll talk about it more next year, I guess. But I'll tell you, if Venus doesn't retire this year, you got to think the Olympics is on the cards. if she gets through this year and she hasn't hung it up, the Olympics is there. Like she's going to play at the Olympics if she gets through this year. All right, who cares who wins? Really, it's just a very fun match. I'm pretty sure that Jovic and Eala's age combined doesn't even get close to Venus, which is not anything. That's not being mean. That's just math. But also Venus double faults, level 15. If anything, it should show that how insane Venus is for still playing against, yeah. Combined, they're 38 years old, and she's like still got 7 years on top. So, like, I mean, it just shows how how incredible that is. 15-0. Coco's won the second. Let's go. God, I thought Coco was going to go down. I'm like, shit, we should have watched it. Oh, thank God Coco's hanging on. 15-0. Serve from Venus into the net. Second serve. Yeah, 30 years ago, Venus played her first match. Crazy. As she double faults again, it's 15-30. As a return goes the backhand of Venus. Forehand now from Jovic. As Venus backhand to the forehand of Jovic again. Venus backhand again. Jovic gets it to the volley of Svitolina. Straight to Eala. Good volleys from Svitolina. Eventually she makes an error. Jovic fell on the ground. And it's 15-40. Poor miss by Svitolina. All right. Yeah, Svitolina. It was almost like a high volley she tried to smash, but she just mishit it. 15-40. Venus is to two double faults to Eala already. Serving to the forehand of Eala. Good return into the forehand of Venus. Eala backhand. Venus again with the forehand to the backhand of Eala. Venus forehand again. Eala forehand down the line's a winner. That's too good. Svitolina crossed too early. And Eala made her pay. All right. One love to the young guns. Coco had me stressing. Yeah. All right. First game goes to Eala Jovic. All right. All right. Let's see how Jovic does. She serves a fault. Second serve. Oh, finally, we got Root out. Finally. All right. Anyways, one love. As Venus volleys it long. 15 love. All right, England are out. Thank God. They're out. Goodbye. All right, 15 love. 7 to the backhand of Venus. Backhand now from Jovic as Venus backhand to the volley of Eala. Venus comes to the net. Volley from Svitolina. Another volley from Venus. That's good. Jovic gets it. Backhand volley goes out by Svitolina. Man, Svitolina struggling. She is struggling. Nisa with 4. Let's go. Yeah, Svitolina is not playing, not doing well at the net. She is struggling at the net. 30 love. Venus is playing. Why? But not Serena. Because Serena had a baby. And That was a big difference. Anyways, backhand from Venus is good. Slice from Jovic, but Venus puts that away. That's more like it. 30-15. But yeah, you do a little bit of research on Serena. She had like complications with her pregnancy and stuff, or with the birth of her first daughter. So, but also we talked about this with Medvedev. Having a baby and then having to go back on tour and be away for that long from your family, probably something you don't want to do. Not everybody wants to. Some people want to settle down, especially for Serena, who played for so long. And then you got other players who have, like Osaka and Svitolina and Bencic, who have children in their 20s. So then they come back and they keep playing because they're still only halfway through their careers. But Venus, she just got married, as that goes in there by Jovic. So, yeah. Don't underestimate. We shouldn't be underestimating how tough it is to come back from having a baby, especially for Serena, who was 36, 35. As the volley goes wide by Eala. We get the juice. Sudden death. So basically a break point. Yeah, Menchik beat Ruud. That's crazy. That's a great win. Menchik needs wins like that. Norway's officially out of the United Cup. Yeah, so I tell you what, Czechia versus Australia tomorrow is going to be fire. Now that Menchik and Krejcikova are looking good. Hopefully Joint can play. All right, forehand rally. Svitolina goes in the volley of Eala. Volley from Venus in the net. Oh, man, just missed it. And Eala holds. Jovic holds, thanks to Eala. All right, 2-love. Venus had the shot. The court was open, but just couldn't reflex it. All right, 2-love. Yeah, Coco's still going. She's going 3. And a forehand to the backhand of Eala. Backhand now from Svitolina. Jovic volley. Slice from Svitolina goes in. Eala backhand. Into the Svitolina forehand. Svitolina to the pass. Good volley from Eala. Up goes a lob by Svitolina. Smash from Eala. Straight to Svitolina, who hits it in the net. Another great rally by the young guns. Love 15. Menchik's beaten Ruud twice now. Last year's AO and this year's United Cup. Yeah, hell of a win. As that goes wide by Jovic on the return. 15-all. So Eala versus Vekic tomorrow is the night session, or it's the last match of the day. So yeah. There's a bit of forehand now from Eala. Lob goes up, but it goes long. 30-15. Oh, does Sakura get engaged? Nice. Congratulations to her. All right, 30-15. There's a bit of backhand from Jovic into the net. 40-15. All right, 40-15. As we get a double fault from Svitolina, 40-30. As the backhand return goes into the forehand of Svitolina. Volley from Eala is good. Svitolina gets back with a slice. Backhand from Jovic goes into the backhand of Svitolina. And then Eala at the net. Very nice. Jovic now on the attack. Venus with the volley. Backhand now Jovic cross court. Svitolina gets it back but hits it wide. And we get to sudden death. I tell you, Eala at the net is very much improved from last year. We saw last year she was coming to the net a lot in the doubles, and she played a lot of doubles. But like, yeah, she's handling the net very well. And Svitolina is struggling. As we just fault second serve. Serving to the forehand of Jovic. Return the net. Ooh, lucky. Svitolina holds. They're on the board 2-1. Down a break. But the Young Guns lead. All right. AO last year, yeah. All right. Coco's down a break in the third. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. By the way, chat, I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently Coco had to, like, clear things up because she said in the pre-tournament press conference that Americans don't show up to American, like, players' matches outside of America. I don't know who's making a big deal about that, but you need to get a life because if you're getting angry and offended by that, you didn't hear what she was saying. I'm like, why is she apologizing? What the hell's going on? I don't even know what happened. She's like, she was trying to clarify. I'm like, what are you clarifying? I think it's because she used the word worst, and when you say like something's the worst, people get really freaked out. She said Americans don't show up in the support. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she had no. Coco doesn't need to say clarify anything. Maybe like especially online, if people are getting like really loud, you don't listen to those people. They're yelling and screaming. Don't listen to them. But yeah, I heard what Coco said, and I was like, yeah, she's probably referring to like Greece, right? Who like even in Australia, Greece have a massive following. Philippines, everywhere, right? Everywhere, seems to be Eala gets support no matter what country she plays. And Americans just don't seem to be going to the tennis matches in, like, Beijing, for example, right? I don't think that's a... So I don't know who was kicking up a stink about that, but if you're getting upset by Coco saying that, then, I mean, you gotta listen to what she's actually saying. I love 15. Yeah, there's some countries where, like, I mean, Poland is the same, right? There's a lot of people coming up into, like, playing, watching tennis players play all around the world. But look, and it's interesting because I'm like, well, yeah, maybe it's because there's not as many Americans living abroad, maybe that's the reason why. I don't know any Americans that live in Melbourne. There's probably a bunch, but I haven't come across an American in Melbourne before. Yeah. I love 40. So, maybe it's just that Americans don't live in Australia. They might live in Europe, maybe. And if they do they go to the tennis? That's what she was kind of highlighting. Anyways, love 40. She makes the most money. Why complain? She wasn't complaining. She was just like kind of, going, hey, where are the Americans at? Like, she wasn't complaining about it. She was just making it. Somebody asked her a question too. It wasn't like she brought it up. She went, I have something to say. She got asked a question and then she answered the question. So it wasn't like it was something that she wanted to talk about. She was asked about it. Anyways, 15-40 to get back on serve. Svitolina forehand to the backhand of Eala. As Svitolina forehand again, Eala's got the forehand into the forehand of Svitolina. Svitolina hits a wide. A lot of errors coming from Svitolina, 30-40. But yeah, I get where Coco's coming from. All right, 30-40. Okay, I'm watching doubles at this time. Must be Iala thing. No, it's Venus as well. As we had a volley now from Jovic. Up goes a backhand from Svitolina. Iala gets it back to the backhand of Venus. Forehand from Iala. Volley from Svitolina. That's better. She goes straight at Jovic. Wins the break back. That's better from Svitolina. 2-0. 2-2. All right. 2-2. Good cross by Svitolina. That was much better. Coco's down 2-love in the third, by the way. As Iala hits a great return. I think Jovic put away the volley. Love 15. Yeah, Gauff's down 2-love in the final set. Love 15. Great return from Iala. No volley needed from Jovic. As Venus serves again. And it's a fault. Second serve. So the forehand of Jovic. Return the backhand of Venus. Jovic comes in with a volley. Svitolina volleys it to Iala, and Iala puts it away. And it's love 30. Someone is ranting that Mahatcha's shorts are shorter than in 2026. Well, whoever's ranting about Mahatcha's shorts needs to go outside and touch grass. That's too much. You need to get a hobby if you're complaining about his shorts. You really need to get a hobby. All right, 15-30. Serving to the backhand of Jovic, but it's called a fault from Venus. Venus serves again. Into the backhand of Jovic. Volley in the net by Svitolina. That was a sitter as well. Poor execution again for Svitolina. 15-40. Gauff's down a double break now. 3-love. She was down 4-1 in the second, so she can fight back, but shit. Her serve is that the issue? $13 double faults and only 1 ace for Coco. That's a rough day. All right, serve to the forehand of Iala. Forehand out from Venus. Iala with a volley in the net. Ooh, 30-40. Yeah, Coco's serving is not working. She's only at 60% of first serves in. She's winning 70% of the points, but second serve points won 4 for the match. For the match? She's only won 4 second serve points for the match? Youch. 14% second serve points won. Youch. Yeah, her second serve is the issue there. All right, deuce. Good fight back from Venus on serve. Sudden death. She serves a fault. Venus, second serve. She was 0 of 16 on second serves at one point. Ouch. All right, second serve here for Venus. Into the backhand of Iala. Return goes in the forehand of Venus. And Jovic with a volley in the net. Great fight from Venus and Svitolina to go to the lead 3-2. She was on Twitter just before the match. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I saw that reply, and that's what kind of like I was like, why is she? First, I was like, hang on, isn't she playing right now? But I'm like, why is she replying to like something that? And I didn't even know it was a thing. Like what? Yeah, it's kind of strange that she was like tweeting about some, people getting pissed off at her. Again, I don't know who was angry at her. Good volley, Svitolina again, love 15. Like I don't know who was upset with what Gauff said in the press conference, but yeah, responding before a match is a yeah. We're gonna stop. I feel like we're gonna like stop using social media, except for YouTube. I think like Coco like clarifying in the press conference afterwards would be a better like today would be better than yeah, it's strange timing, but obviously she felt the need to respond. To again, I didn't even know it was a thing. Didn't even know it was a thing. Oh no, Dutchie, no one's ranting. They're just commenting on the shorts. When you said, I thought you meant on TV, somebody was like getting angry at it. That's what ranting is, right? Getting angry. I don't think that was a rant, more than just a comment. All right, 3-2. Sorry, I was trying to replay and I thought it was a live point. 3-2. As we just serve again from Jovic. Into the back of Svitolina. Volley from Iala is good. Svitolina slices it back. Jovic with the pass. Svitolina with a volley down the middle. And Iala hits it in the net. Love 15. Love 15. Jovic should reduce her errors. I don't know if Jovic is really the... I think Iala and Jovic are playing fine. It was Svitolina who was playing really poor at the start. That was the difference. And she hits another one in the net, Svitolina. Like the reason why Jovic and Svitolina and Venus were down was Svitolina was making errors. Now Svitolina's starting to play a bit better. It's a good contest. I don't think Jovic needs to change. She's doing okay. Iala's doing fine. Like it's a good contest now. Everyone's playing okay. Svitolina hits it in the net again, though. 15-30. As the return goes out by Venus. Sorry, 30-15. Now it's 40-15. I can read the score. All right, Coco trying to break back. I'll tell you, if Coco goes down, that puts so much pressure on Fritz, who's already got knee tendonitis, or he got a sore knee, and he's also lost against Baez in the first match. So, like, the pressure on Fritz, even just to beat Munar, is crazy. Anyways, 3-0. 3-3. All right, 3-0. Back to Svitolina. Is Fritz even going to turn up? It doesn't sound good for him. Well, who can play instead of Fritz though? Do they have anyone to back Fritz up if he doesn't play? Christian Harrison's the maybe they put McDonald in. Look, I gotta be real. If Fritz is sore, McDonald's a good replacement. He's not Fritz, but Mackenzie McDonald's not a bad player to put in. Only if Coco wins. If Coco loses, Fritz kind of has to play. But Munar versus McDonald, if USA are up 1-0, that's not a bad. That wouldn't be bad. Because then you'd accept that you go, well, no pressure on him, but there'd be more pressure on Munar then, because Munar's the one, he'd be the favorite, right? So McDonald would be actually, if Coco comes back and wins, McDonald being the replacement might be better, and then the doubles, USA could win the doubles, and McDonald can play with no pressure. Also, we saw when we watched Munar take on Baez, Munar struggled with being the favorite. Like, he wasn't playing well the first match. So McDonald could be if Fritz isn't 100%, like, they could definitely put McDonald in. He would do fine. I think. Well, I don't know if he'd win, but he's a good replacement. As that backhand goes in line from Eala, lovely shot, 30-15. Because there's no point in Fritz risking it. All right, 30-15. Backhand from Jovic into the backhand of Svitolina. Jovic backhand to the backhand of Svitolina. Jovic. Oh, can't get that one. What a shot by Svitolina. Lovely cross-court backhand winner, 40-15. By the way, Chad, I went for a run this morning. It's running sucks. All right, 40-15. Serve down the tee is an ace from Svitolina. All right. Svitolina and Venus up 4-3 first set. All right, 4-3. By the way, so many players are coming into this season injured. Is that I feel like recent years we haven't had this many top players coming in with injuries. Does anyone else feel that? Obviously we got Draper, Feast, that they were injured from last year, but Fonseca, Raducanu, Fritz, all coming into this year with some injuries, or at least with coming in and no, not 100%. I'm sure I'm missing some, but those players in particular. A lot of injuries are on the ATP as well. Yeah. Two-week Masters? Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Maybe. By the way, clouds are looking dark overhead in New Zealand, which is not great. By the way, chat, New Zealand, I might go back to New Zealand this year. New Zealand is such a lovely place. I love New Zealand. I love it. It's so nice. Such a nice place to be. Apparently, New Zealand is one of the safest places as well. Yeah, New Zealand, Austria, Denmark, Ireland, and Iceland are the safest countries in the world. So that helps. It's the third safest country by whatever metric they use. So that's fun. Australia was the ninth safest, and we've dropped. We're down. We dropped. It dropped. 2025, yeah. But yeah, New Zealand, it's a lovely place. What about Gauff? What about Gauff? Yeah, we talked about this last year. New Zealand are going to build a roof. Apparently next year they're going to have a roof on this stadium, so that's good. 15:30 here. A chance for Venus and Svitolina to get the break and serve the set. As we're serving the forehand of Venus. Great return. Jovic gets it. Slice from Svitolina is good. Eala puts up a lob, but it goes out. Great return. That was Venus. She won that point. And it's 15:40. All right, 15:40. As the return goes in from Svitolina, Eala forehand. Into the forehand of Svitolina, but Eala hit it wide. All right. 5-3. Venus is going to serve for the first set. Great fight back. By the way, Chad, I watched Argo last night. I thought I had seen it. I think I've seen half of it. And then I watched it. God, that is such a good movie. Argo is such a good movie. It did win a bunch of awards back in the day. And the fact, I think it's a criminal that Ben Affleck didn't get nominated for Best Director in the Academy Awards for that year. Even though Argo won Best Picture. I think it won like Best Supporting, Best Screenplay or something, whatever it was. Won a bunch of awards, and he wasn't even nominated as Best Director, yet he won all the other awards that year. BAFTAs and Golden Globes. He won Best Director and all that, and then he wasn't even nominated? Something's wrong there. Anyway, it's a great movie. Great movie. Very, very intense movie. 15-0. Like, you hold your breath like a lot of the movie. Yeah, very good movie. And also based on a true events. As we'll find out from Venus. 15-0, back in Eala, forehand of Venus. Venus in the net. And it's 15:30. Major snub. The end is so exciting, yeah. Just throughout the entire movie, I mean, there's just those moments where you're just like, oh shit, what's going to happen? Like, there's like, you're just like I was just holding my breath so many times throughout that movie. 15:30, there's a volley from Jovic is good. From the backhand from Jovic is good. Svitolina comes in with a volley, but Jovic eventually hits it out. And it's 30-0. As we had a fault from Venus. Second serve. Second serve in the back of Eala. Return the forehand of Venus. But Venus is a wide. All right. Break point, 30-40. Break point to get back the break. Get back on serve. Venus serves. Into the backhand of Jovic. Volley goes out by Svitolina. This wasn't ready. Svitolina. Reactions were slow. 5-4. We're back on serve. What's happening with Coco? Yeah, she is struggling. Only 2 double faults in the third set though. So she's winning like no points on serve. Blunted.
How far do you think Demon will reach at our 2026 Smiling Implement?
He should make the quarterfinals, at the very least. But then it would depend who he plays. Because if he plays Sinner or Alcaraz or Djokovic in that quarterfinal, it's probably unlikely he'll make the semis. But I think quarterfinal is where, like, is the benchmark. Like, he should make the quarterfinals. Like, that would be the expectation. So I'd say probably quarterfinal, maybe fourth round quarterfinals, because he could get a tough fourth round opponent. There's a possibility there, but yeah, I'd say between fourth round quarterfinal would be what I expect from Demon. Anything better than that is great. Anything worse is an upset. All right, 5-4. I want to see Fonseca versus De Minaur in a 5-setter in Melbourne on a Friday night. That'd be sick. That'd be so sick. All right, 5-4. Jovic is serving to stay in the set now. Svitolina returns the volley of Eala. Slice Svitolina goes wide, and it's 15-love. Yeah, that epic match in Miami, that was crazy good. That was so good. Thank you, Dutchy. Okay, so interesting. So wait, tomorrow night I can go have a party? We're not watching tennis tomorrow night? Tomorrow night I'm free. So we've got Sabalenka, and then we've got Kyrgios tomorrow on center court. Keys, Raducanu. Interesting. And then, of course, we've got Eala versus Vekic. We've got Venus tomorrow as well. So we might watch some... we might watch a little bit of Auckland, and then we'll go to Brisbane. We might skip the United Cup tomorrow, because United Cup tomorrow is not as interesting. In Hong Kong, is anyone even playing in Hong Kong? All right, 400 rally. There's a bit of forehand again from Jovic. Goes long. And it's 15-30. As we return out of the backhand of Jovic. Jovic hits it out. All right, 15-40. We got set points. Despite being back on serve, Coco went down. Oof, ouch. All right, 15-40. Set points for Venus and Svitolina. Serve out wide to the forehand of Svitolina. Forehand from Jovic. Into the forehand of Svitolina. Jovic forehand again. Goes the volley of Venus. Venus hits it in the net. It's 30-40. One saved. 30-40. Now, poor Taylor Fritz has to play in a must-win match for America with a bad knee against a very awkward opponent. God, poor Fritz. He's got to figure that out. Hopefully his knee's feeling better today. All right, 30-40. Serve out wide the back, and Venus return goes in the net. We get the deuce. Still set point though. Still set point for Venus and Svitolina. As Jovic serves down the tee to the back of Svitolina, and then Eala with a lovely volley winner. That was a great doubles play from the youngsters. All right, we're back on serve, 5-all. 3 set points saved. All right. Five. As that goes out in the return from Eala, and it's 15 love. As we just serve again. Down the tee from Svitolina is a fault, second serve. As we get a double fault. 15-0. All right. Forehand into the back of Eala. Eala overhits it. And it's 30-15. Moniro thrashed Navarro in Paris last year, so she's capable of this stuff. Yeah, Moniro is one of those players that last year had some really big wins. And had some really good good matches against the top players. But still, it's still an upset. Still not a great, still a bad result or a poor result from Coco, who dominated her first match. I mean, it wasn't like Coco was, playing bad in her first match, and then this was just a carry on from that. She was struggling. She was dominating in her first match. All right, 30-0. As Jovic volleys it in the net. (40-30). Svitolina serves an ace. All right. Svitolina with the ace, and Venus and Svitolina lead 6-5. Remember, this is doubles, so if it is one set all, it will be a 10-point tiebreak to finish. They don't play final set, full final sets here. So keep that in mind. And if we go the distance, it won't be a long final set. It'll be over in a 10-point tiebreak. Also, after this, we've got Swiatek coming up against Lise. Also, I think Hurkacz and Zverev are coming up soon as well. So plenty of things to do. Yeah, they don't have advantage either. There is it's a sudden death point at deuce. All right, here we go. 6-5. Eala serving to get to the tiebreak. As we get a forehand from Eala. Volley from Venus is good. Eala's there, though. Svitolina puts up a lob. But it goes long. 15 love. As the return goes in from Venus into the forehand of Eala. Forehand from Venus. Again, the forehand of Eala goes down the line for... Oh, no, it's out. She had the whole line and she just overhit it. 15-0. 15 all. And there's a bit of fault from Eala. Second serve. As the return goes in from Svitolina to the forehand of Eala, she shanks it. And it goes long. 15-30. Eala needs some serves here. Serve into the forehand of Venus is a fault. Second serve. Serve into the backhand of Venus. Return to the forehand of Eala. Venus backhand again to the forehand of Eala. And Eala in the net. 15-40. More set points for Svitolina and Venus. 15-40. All right, 15-40. Eala serves a fault. Second serve. And the return goes in the net. 30-40. Still set point. Has got a fault. Second serve. Venus steps in. Second serve, Eala. Into the backhand of Venus. Return in the net. We get to do sudden death. Another set. This is a 6 set point for Svitolina and Venus. Big point coming up here for Eala. All right. A lot of talking, a lot of discussions. Venus is going to return. As Eala serves. Into the backhand of Venus. Good serve. Jovic with a lovely volley. Oh no. Oh, Svitolina just missed it. I thought Svitolina might have got that over it. Even Jovic was like panicking. But they survive. All right. Tiebreak. Good volley from Jovic. But Svitolina almost made her pay for leaving the court open. All right. Tiebreak. 6 set points saved by the Young Guns. All right, Venus' serve. Who's winning the tiebreak, chat? Who's winning the tiebreak? Serving to the backhand of Eala. Forehand now from Venus as Eala forehand into the volley of Svitolina. Eala's going to get that backhand. Svitolina volley down the middle. Too good. One love. Venus and Svitolina. Serve from Jovic. Into the forehand of Venus. Goes straight to Eala. And then Venus again goes to the forehand of Eala. And Eala puts away that volley. It's 1-0. Venus rocketed that return straight at Eala. And Eala was able to react. And get the last laugh. Serving to the forehand of Svitolina. Forehand now from Jovic. Svitolina backhand. Into the net. 2-1 Eala Jovic. Yeah, first to 7. This tiebreak. Back to Svitolina. As we get a fault. Second serve. Into the front of Jovic. Straight to Venus, who hits it in the nets. Oh, Venus had the volley. 3-1 Jovic Eala. Venus had that volley. Svitolina serves a fault again. Serve to the forehand of Eala. Great return from Eala to Venus. Venus gets it back, though, and then Jovic hits it out. 3-2. Eala smacks it straight back at Venus. After the last return. All right, 3-2. As Eala serves a let. Serve to the forehand of Venus. Return the forehand of Eala, but no. Double fault. Double fault from Eala. Okay. They change ends. Double fault from Eala. All right, 3-0. We are back on serve. Now, first to 7 in this tiebreak. First to 7 in this set. It's only the last set of the match. Probably that has a 10-point tiebreak. As we had a fault from Eala, second serve. As a return goes in the back end of Eala. Forehand now from Svitolina. Volley from Venus. Straight at Jovic, and it works. 4-3. They've got the mini break and lead now. All right. 4-3. As we just serve from Venus is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the return goes into the forehand of Venus. Up goes the lob and the Eala with a smash. Straight down the middle. We're back on serve. 4-4. 4-4. Now, if you're just joining us, Svitolina and Venus have had 6 set points before the tiebreak. As Venus hits it out. All right, now the young guns are back in front. 5-4. 5-4, Eala Jovic. Jovic is going to serve to try and win the set. By the way, Jovic and Eala, did they play in the juniors? Maybe they might have just missed each other because they're a little bit further apart, I think. I think they're like 3 years apart, so maybe they didn't meet. As that goes out from Jovic, and it's 5-0. Because Jovic is still technically a junior, right? She could play junior Grand Slam still, right? Or is she? No, she's too old. Sorry, she's too old. So yeah, they never played juniors against each other. As that goes out, from Eala, and it's 6-5. Venus and Svitolina have another set point. All right. It's on Svitolina's serve, though, and that's been shaky. First serve's a fault. Second serve. Serve is a... Was that a double fault or was that a great return? Doesn't matter. Either way, Jovic wins the point. 6-all. They change ends. 7 set points saved by the Young Guns. All right. By the way, Jovic played this morning. I think she was first match of the on the center court today. And she came back from a set down to win 6-1-6 love against a qualifier from Czech Republic. She'll take on Bielek in the second round of her singles, which is another young player coming through from the Czech side of things. As we got a forehand out to the forehand of Eala. Volley from Venus. Oh, to go in! Oh! I think Venus was a little bit surprised. It hit the line. I don't think Venus was she hit the ball and then she was like, no call? Yes. Eala just watched it. There was nothing Eala could do. It was back of the line. 7-6. Eala serves to Venus. Backhand in there by Venus. 7-0. I don't know if Venus meant to hit it on the line. It was a bit of a shank of a volley that landed in by accident. All right, 7-0. Eala serves. Into the back of Svitolina. Return goes back into Eala. Svitolina forehand. Into the back of Eala. Svitolina forehand again. Eala goes in the back of Svitolina. Volley from Jovic goes in. Svitolina gets it back. Goes cross court now. Eala 4-0 on the stretch from Svitolina. Svitolina doing a lot of running. Forehand again to the back end of Eala. As Svitolina forehand again. Eala goes down the line to Venus, who volleys it into the slice of Jovic now. Drop shot's good. Up goes a forehand from Svitolina, and then Eala puts it away. First set point for the Young Guns. Also, Fritz is about to start playing against Munar. We'll keep an eye on that as well. All right, 8-7. Saving, 7 set points? Now we're here. Jovic Eala to take the first set. But it's on Venus' serve. 8-7. Venus with the serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Jovic. Return goes down the middle, and Svitolina missed it on the volley. And the Young Guns somehow steal the tiebreak. 9-7. After saving 7 set points. Or was it 8? 8 set points? No, 7 set points. No, 8, 7, 8, 7. Maybe, what was it, 8? No, it was 8. Does it matter? Probably not. It was a lot. Okay. 7-6. All right. Yep. Raducanu is unbeatable. Well, hopefully we get to watch her later. By the way, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We've got 3 of these players playing tomorrow in Auckland. So, yeah. We're going to be watching... We might watch Venus. I'm not sure. Maybe in the singles. But we'll watch Eala against Vekic. And then we'll, of course, watch... we're going to watch Sabalenka tomorrow as well. Yeah. Iala came in clutch there with a 5-3. Was able to hold. Yeah. I mean, Iala was down 15-40 on serve at like 6-5. So she was very clutch. She clutched that tiebreak out. All right. First set in the bag. By the way, Chad, if you weren't here yesterday, we do actually put the content, the videos, the uploads on Spotify and other streaming services that you might listen to. So if you want to go listen to them, you can start listening to breaking news or anything like that. If you're not on YouTube or you don't use YouTube to listen to things and you want to listen to things on other stuff, you can listen to all the news and stuff on those platforms. So, yeah, there you go. Feel free to go do that. Also, if you want to go rate on Spotify, you can do that too. And on the other services as well. So yeah. So that is also become available. All right, see you later, Isabel. 15-0. First game of the second, 30-15. All right. 40-15. Thanks, Vince. Appreciate it. 40-15. Jovic to win the first game. Good serve out wide. Svitolina hits out on the return. 1-0 to the Young Guns. All right. 1-0. All right, back to Venus. As the Young Guns get the first point, love 15. As with a forehand now from Venus. Cross court the back end of Iala. Venus with a forehand. Winner down the line. That was just too good. 15-0. $15-all. As Svitolina and Venus put in the net. And it's 15:30. Chance for the young guns to get an early break here. All right, as Svitolina puts away the lovely volley at the net. Uh, 30-0. As Venus makes an error, 30-40, break point for the young guns. All right, Venus serves to Jovic. As the return goes out by Jovic, still a break point though. Venus serves again. As beautiful. Second serve. Serving to the back end of Eala. Corner from Venus. Eala comes in with a volley. Venus with a pass. Jovic with a volley. Winner. Too good. 2-love in the second for the young guns. All right. Too good at the net. Okay. Eala to serve. But they've got a set and a break now, the young guns. Hey, Julian, thank you for the 20 months. Thanks for sticking around. All right, love 15. As that goes down the middle from Jovic at the net. And it's 15-0. All right. As with a forehand now from Svitolina, and then the backhand volley in the net by Svitolina. And it's 30-15. All right, 40-15. Good serving from Eala. As with a backhand into the forehand of Svitolina. Volley from Jovic goes wide. And it's 40-30. All right, 40-30. As Venus backhand goes in front of Eala. Eala hits a wide. We get a deuce. Sudden death. To get back on serve. As Eala serves again. In Zalet. As Eala serves again. Into the backhand of Svitolina. Eala backhand of the forehand of Svitolina. She comes to the net. Eala with a pass. Venus with a volley. Goes long, and it's 3-love to the Young Guns. All right. 3-love in the second. All right. So, yeah, now just having a look at what's going on. So, Fritz is about to start his match against Munar. In fact, they're already started. It's 2-1. We've got, I think Zverev is coming on against Hurkacz in a couple of hours. But also we've got Swiatek, Lease. And then at this stage we've got Sakkari, Raducanu, but that could change because Raducanu has a foot problem and isn't guaranteed to play. She didn't play the other day. Yesterday she pulled out, so we'll see. We'll see if she's able to play tonight. But yeah. So that is the situation. Lehechka's up a set against Mahatch. Yep. He is. Also, the Czech Republic are about to win the first set against Norway, which Ruud's not playing in the doubles, which is interesting. Also tonight, Tsitsipas is playing Harris in singles. And also Medvedev's playing tonight as well in Brisbane. So yeah. I think Jovic and Eala will team up and continue until Australian Open and further. Maybe. Love 15. Serve again to the backhand of Jovic. Backhand from Svitolina. Jovic wide as she goes down the line. Yeah, quarter beat Vachereau, which is that was an interesting result. That was an interesting match. I don't think it says anything about Vachereau that he's not going to have a good year, but it says more about Korda, that, good to see Korda back on the winners list against somebody who's been playing well lately. All right, volley from Eala's good, but Svitolina's there with the forehand. Jovic gets it back, and then Svitolina volleys it away. It's 30-15. Good volley. 30-15. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. And the return from Jovic goes out, 40-15. As the return goes into the forehand of Svitolina, and then Jovic crosses and puts it away. 40-30. What do you think about Kyrgios Kokkinakis playing doubles again and winning? Something or nothing? It was great to see them come back with a win, but longevity is consistent. Well, not consistency, but just how long can they play for? As Jovic is smashed straight through Venus, we get the deuce, sudden death. It was good to see them have a win, but how long will they be able to play? Because both are struggling with long-term injuries. And they're coming back, so I don't know. Are they back? How long can they stay fit? Is probably the question. How long can they sustain playing? Because Kyrgios, we don't know. He's a day-to-day, and Kokkinakis was icing his shoulder at the press conference apparently. So that's not. I mean, it's his first match back for a while, so maybe that's why. But that's a bit. I don't know. Anyways, backhand from Svitolina. That goes wide. We've got 4-love here. Jovic and Eala run away with it. 4-love. So, yeah. So I wouldn't say it was nothing. It was a good win, but I don't know if they're going to... I don't know how long it's going to be until they break down. Because I wouldn't expect them to win the Australian Open or do anything crazy like that. Because it only feels like a matter of time before one of them, breaks down because they haven't played enough tennis lately. As Venus' backhand volley goes wide, 15-love. Love. Jovic serves into the backhand of Venus. Venus in the net. 30-love. As Jovic serves the fault, second serve. Serve into the forehand of Svitolina. Jovic forehand to the backhand of Svitolina. Jovic to the forehand on the stretch. Svitolina into the backhand of Jovic. Volley from Venus is a winner. 30-15. 30-15. By the way, Chad, if I had to assess each player here, I would say that the best player on the court has been Eala, closely followed by Jovic. They've both been very good. Then Venus, and Svitolina has been probably the weakest player on the court, which is weird because she is at least currently the best player, right? And also the most experienced currently. Recent experience, right? She's been the most active, I should say. Maybe not experienced, but active. And she's been the one that sort of made the errors. You'd expect Venus to make errors, right? She barely plays and, she's 45. But yes, Svitolina's the one who's sort of making the errors that she shouldn't. I know she's not a doubles player, but it's not like she can't volley. That's a great return, Svitolina. She's been missing like approach shots. Like I expected her to be better than that. She's definitely not. She's probably the weakest player on the court. Which you'd expect maybe Jovic and Eala would struggle more because they haven't. They don't have the doubles experience or even just the experience. But yeah, Venus has not been the weak link. She's been okay. She's been playing well. 40-30. As Jovic double faults, we get the deuce. Sudden death. As we serve from Jovic to the front of Venus. Great return. And then Eala with a pickup is good. And then Svitolina with a drop volley. Jovic gets it back, but it goes long. And there's one of the breaks back. 4-1. 4-1. We've got one of the breaks back for the... I don't want to say veterans, because Svitolina's not a veteran. She's not... I think if you get to 32 years old, you're a veteran. And I'm pretty sure she's like 30, right? 31. No, so still not quite a veteran. She's got another 6 months about 8 months until veteran status. 32. Then you can be called a tennis vet. All right. As the camera angle changes and makes it really awkward, and I think Jovic hit a winner. Nope, no, we're not watching it. This is just a replay. Who the fuck just went out? Who was it? Oh, Witherold. Right. Svitolina is a veteran. Nah, not yet. Not yet. A veteran at 32 within 30. What's 45? 45 is... I mean, that's just... I don't even know. 45 is like... astonishing. All right. Love 15 is Svitolina makes another error. They're laughing it up though, the older team. Love 15. Venus serves again. Into the front of Jovic. Return goes to the front of Venus. Venus in the net though. Love 30. Love 30. Serve again. As the return goes into the forehand of Venus. Volley from Jovic is good. Venus gets up the backhand to Eala's backhand. Venus doing a lot of running. As Svitolina with a volley in the net again. Oh, man. Venus did so well, and then, unfortunately, Svitolina missed another volley. Love 40. To get that double break and serve for the match. As the return goes in the net from Jovic, Venus saves one. Remember, Venus and Svitolina had 7 set points in the first set. Maybe 8. I just maybe missed one, but they had a lot of set points in the first set. They should have won the first set. As the return goes out by Eala, 30-40. Still break point. Serve into the back of the Jovic. Return is good. Slice from Venus. Jovic comes in with a forehand. Svitolina in the net with a volley. And it's 5-1. The Young Guns are going to serve the match. By the way, winner of this match will play... Oh, they might have to take on the number 1 seeds if the number 1 seeds win tomorrow. So Eala and Jovic are going to have a tough match in the next round if it is those top seeds. All right. Eala serving for the match. As we're backing out of the volley of Jovic. Jovic in the net. 15. I love 15. Love 15. Jovic is a great serve, and it's 15-0. With 7 Grand Slams, is Venus really a legend? Definitely not top 10. Oh my God, why do you hate Venus? What'd she do to you? 15-0. Let the 45-year-old legend be. Why do you have to be like, oh, well, she didn't do that much? Come on. Crazy. Let people call Venus a legend. Double fault from Eala, 15-30. She is a legend. I think if you win, even if you win 1 slam, if you win multiple slams, you're a legend. As that volley goes in from Jovic, all right, 30-0. Yeah, there's no debate between is Venus a legend? There's no debate. It is, and if you don't think so, then you're wrong. As we get a fault from Eala, second serve. Playing at 45 is legendary, exactly. I mean that alone is legendary. As we're backing from Eala into the Fortis Svitolina. Eala back in down the line. Venus gets it back. Jovic goes straight through Venus at the forehand with a forehand at the net, and it's match point for the Young Guns. 40-30. They've just been too good in this second set. As Eala serves into the back of Venus. Venus hits it wide, and there it is. Jovic and Eala get the win. But Venus still has singles tomorrow, so it's okay. She's still got matches to play. But nice work from the Young Guns. All right. And Jovic and Eala are going through to the next round. All right. By the way, Fritz is playing. And he is on serve. Now, we do have some time between now and the next match. We've got Swiatek taking on Lise a little bit later. Then we've got Raducanu taking on Sakkari, unless Raducanu withdraws. Now, that's in about 5 hours. So if Raducanu isn't going to play tonight, then she's probably going to have to, or she probably will announce it in the next couple of hours, but yeah. If you are leaving, don't forget to subscribe on the way out. I'm worried about if Eala would be able to make it in time to play the Philippine Open in 26th of January. Well, if she plays well in the Australian Open, she probably won't be able to play. But if she doesn't do super well in Melbourne and loses in the second round or third round, she'll be able to play. Philippines is only like 7 hours away from Melbourne. It's not that far. It's a half a day. Like, she'll get there. And the time zones are not different, so there's no jet lag. She won't have to worry about that. So, yeah, it's only if Eala does well in the Australian. If she makes it to the fourth round, she won't be able to play in the Philippines. Yeah. Raducanu versus, and then, yeah, what time is Swiatek and then Raducanu? Swiatek's coming on in like a couple of hours. We all prep here in the Philippines for the Philippine Open. Yeah, well, we'll watch it. If Eala's playing, we'll tune in, and I want to see what the atmosphere is like over there. Eala playing in the Philippines feels like it's going to be quite an interesting thing to watch. As a Filipino, I'd rather her do well at the Australian Open. Well, yeah, that's it, right? I mean, if she doesn't play in the Philippines, it means she's done well in Melbourne, which is better than, is worth more, long term. Swiatek is playing at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, so she's playing it like in a couple hours. According to my schedule, she is playing at 7 p.m. local time, which is in 3 hours. And then Raducanu and Sakkari are supposed to be playing in about 5 hours. Yeah, I don't think Venus is playing in the Philippines. Sorry to say. I don't think she will be doing that. All right. So we got some time between now and the next match, which is fine. By the way, chat, in 2 days' time, the weather in my house will be 40 degrees. So that'll be fun, but that's okay. We got some time between before that happens. All right. So we got some time. And then, tomorrow, like I said, we might watch Venus, and then we watch Eala, and then we'll watch Sabalenka maybe tomorrow. Because Sabalenka is playing. We don't have an opponent for her yet, but we might watch the world number one. So yeah, we're going to watch Swiatek's game later. We will watch her later. So yeah, now I just got to figure out what to do over the next few hours before I wait for that match. Because yeah, that's the only thing about this week is that the matches. I mean, we'll start getting like 7 matches at the same time in like a couple of days, but yeah, it's been hasn't been too much crazy matchups happening yet. Not yet. Last time an international event was in the Philippines with the Southeast Asia Games in 2019. All right, well, it'll be fun to watch. All right. I'll send you over to the Swiatek Lease match, which is coming up soon or coming up later. Depends on the Zverev match with Zverev and Hurkacz. I don't know if we'll watch that one or not. You just have to wait and see. But we will be watching Swiatek, so I'll send you over there to hang out until that starts. So jump over there. But the young guns, Eala and Jovic, they both get the win over Venus and Svitolina. It was a competitive first set, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough for Svitolina and Venus to get that first set. They were a chance. They had a lot of chances, but they just didn't take the first set, which then set up the young guns to take the win in straight sets. But great to see Venus on the court. Maybe one of the last times we'll see her in the doubles arena. Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But yeah, we'll watch her maybe tomorrow in the singles as well. Because again, who knows how many more matches she's going to play. But we're going to go to the United. Where are we going? United Cup. We're going to be watching that in a few hours. I'll see you soon.